Phantom, good morning to you. Art, good morning to you as well. Good day. Waiting for a few more to funnel in here, and then we'll get going. If y'all could just give me a little thumbs up or a 1 or something in the little chat box, let me know the audio is working good. Is everybody able to hear me okay? All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are doing well. We're going to get started here. I've got some things prepared. All right, reminder, this is not financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purpose only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Information contained on, in, or provided from this. Yep, you can read through this. That way you know I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is all for educational purposes only. Fantastic stuff. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, so I've got some things prepared. I want to try and stay on track this morning. As always, these live streams are meant to be it's not necessarily meant to be, I'm doing these streams so that you all are prepared for the session, but more of, I'm showing you my process of how I would do my analysis either in the afternoon or in the morning to prepare for the day and then go forward with the plan. So I'm looking for playbook opportunities. I'm not just looking at, and it looks like, oh, today's going to go up or today's going to go down, and I'm going to trade it based off of that. Of course, it's always based off of those templates. Monday through Wednesday, Wednesday through Friday, looking for those 3-day setups. The 3-day cycle, which is the exact same as those 3-day setups, just on different days of the week. And then looking at the signal days as well. First, those days prior to the day that I'm trading that give me some kind of indication of what I should be looking for or what I could be looking for in order to, stay on track with what I'm looking for on the day. And those signal days are first red and first green day, 3 days of breakouts, inside days, and outside days. Now, let's take and pull up the different playbook opportunities. All right. So when we're doing this analysis, what are the types of things that am I looking for? I'm looking for, or I could be looking at, the weeks of breakouts. If we're in like a good week 1 of breakouts, I certainly want to be aware of that. And I want to be looking for templates that are going to be in line with one of the 3 things that markets do. For example, like if the market is in breakout to the downside, maybe I'm looking for a pump up for a first red day for a trend continuation trade or something along those lines. Looking at the days of breakouts, are we getting extended? Are we 3 or 4 days of breakout in one direction? And then I can look at price action and things on the day in line with those signal days. The 3-day cycle, 3-day setups, first red, first green, inside days. And then the price action that I'm looking for on the day itself. I'm looking for a certain sort of day to present itself. And then I will look at that and say, hey, this is a better pair to be watching. So if they're ramping volume into the high or the low, if they're stair stepping into the high or the low, up to a level or down to a level, looking at those 3 push patterns at the high of the day and the low of the day, at the previous day's high, the previous day's low, peak formations, first pullback in the peak formation. This is the type of entries that I'm looking for. Number 5. All right. So if I'm getting in on a peak formation, I could be getting in over here on the right side of the M or the W, or I can wait for it to break out or break down and then wait for the first pullback back, usually back up into an EMA, but really just pulling back into the peak formation. And then the continuation down. All right. I'm seeing some stuff about lagging and 2 minutes behind. I'm gonna have to take a look at those settings, but you shouldn't be. All right. I'm gonna keep going. So that's what I'm looking for price action on the day. Now, the tips and tricks slide, this is going to be my different types. This is going to be the different types of signals or the different types of setups that I'm actually looking for. All right, this describes them. It labels them out. Market close outside the opening range. So what this is talking about is Monday's opening range, and then Tuesday breaks out and pulls back. And then we could be looking at a continuation opportunity on that Wednesday. So breakout, pullback, and then a continuation. This opening range breakout and a close. Let's see here. Everyone's saying it's lagging. Interesting. So that it's lagging. Okay. Stream settings. Let's go. I'm not going to be able to change the latency now that I've started the live stream. That's all right. We'll have to, I'm going to have to go and adjust the little bit rate again. Stuff is so sensitive. Anyways, I'm going to try and get through this. And then hopefully at least the recording will be good. And then everybody can go back and look at that. All right, so let's go to the playbook. And these are the different types of opportunity. I've got it kind of labeled out in like this nice note card fashion. Inside days, outside days, 3 days of breakouts. But these are what I'm looking for. I'm looking for things that look at this about the same. I'm trying to find templates that look very similar to this. First green days and things like that. So now, having all of this information, we can go to and look into the 5 pairs that I like to look at. All right, now I'm not looking at these 5 pairs because they're my favorite. I'm looking at these 5 pairs because they are the ones that tend to move the most in the New York session. And I'm just going to look for those templates that we just looked at on these different pairs, okay? So Monday's opening range, Tuesday has closed in breakout to the upside. This is a breakout day, an opening range breakout. I need to zoom out a little and just take a look and see, what has the past couple weeks done. We had this week over here. Last week was a breakout to the upside. And then now coming into this current week. So we've got breakout day 1, breakout day 2, and then breakout day 3. Good morning. Made my most profitable trade of the year yesterday. Now I should. Very nice. Good stuff. All right. So yesterday was breakout day 3 on Tuesday. And then Asia, London, and New York has now gone and continued to go higher. This is the NASDAQ. Let's take a look. How far back are we? Interesting. Y'all are having some playback issues. I wonder if I can fix it somehow. Well, hot darn. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't do anything while I'm in the stream. So what I'm gonna have to do after the stream is go back and adjust the bit rate and mess with the settings and get it to stop doing that. Not sure what happened. I must have updated and changed my stuff around. All right. I'm just gonna work with what I've got. Sorry. Breakout day 3. So this is 3 sessions of breakout now outside of a previous day's high. Which is one of the setups that I look for in the playbook. So I'm going to go back to this real quick. Now, these don't always work out because it could be a very strong breakout to the upside. We could have a very strong pull in one direction. My big things that I'm looking for are the breakout to be nice and clean. I want a base and space to get back down to previous day's high. So let's go back and see if we've got that. The breakout it's okay. It was somewhat clean. And then let's go back over here. All right, so the breakout, there's a little bit of a base, but not really too much. We got some space to get back down, but it's not really the best I've ever seen. But no big deal. All right, and then I would like to see, based off that first thing that I was showing, the PDF, they should be ramping up into the high. Maybe some kind of 3 peaks pattern. So peak 1, maybe peak 2, maybe peak 3. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe on the 5 minutes, a little easier to tell. My big thing with this is going to be, since they're making higher highs and higher lows right now, I would like to see this break down and make a lower low. So this is going to be my low and my high. So basically, if they break down and make lower lows and lower highs, that will give me the opportunity to look for them to pump it back up into the high, and then I would look to get in. Bit of a ascending triangle ramp here. The reason I look for those ramps, this one thing I learned from Stacey Burke, of course, is that it's kind of like an order flow thing. When they ramp it up into a high or a low, usually it creates an area for the market to fall through and go back down very quickly. This might not be one of those, but I'd like to see kind of one more peak up into the high, I think. Still not bad. I wouldn't mind watching this. This is definitely going to make my list. We're 3 days of breakouts in, and now 3 sessions of breakout outside of a previous day's high on day 3. Okay. All right, going to US 30. Let's see. We had 2 days of shorts triggered in. We had a peak formation high and low, and then let's see, Tuesday failed. Hey, Paulie, good morning. Boy, so I'm chopping. I'm lagging. Hopefully I can get this fixed very soon. All right, I'm going to try just not to focus on that, and then I'm just going to try and finish this, and hopefully the recording will be good. US 30. So yesterday was day 1 of the 3-day cycle. We broke out, and it failed. And now we've gone back and re-triggered the previous day's high. This was also a first green day. So day 1 of the cycle and also first green day on US 30. Okay, so this is where this open and close. So after first green day, what do I want to see? I would like to see a low of day opportunity. Something to have made a higher high and then given a dump and a pump opportunity. So we get a first green day and a day that has traded back up into the previous day's high. normally I would like to see, let's say, for example, with this first green day, it had made a higher high. Maybe they hit previous day's high or something like that. But that gives the market the opportunity to come back down. Maybe this was like your end of day consolidation or something like that. They come off the high of previous day. They dump it back down into the low of the day. And that gives you the opportunity for the dump and then the consolidation and then the explosive move pump back up towards previous day's high, back towards the high of the current day, something like that. In contrast, a day that has just gone and made a higher high, sure, and is pulling back, and maybe that's going to go back up. Who knows? But maybe the day is not set up the way that I would prefer for this setup or for this signal. So I think I'm going to move on from this. Let's go to the Russell. Okay, so opening range breakout. Monday, day one of the 3-day cycle. Was that a first green day? It was kind of a first green day as well. All right. Day one and a first green day. That was the opening range for the week. And then on Tuesday, instead of first green day going up, we get a breakout now to the downside. So let's go down and take a look at first green day traps. Let's see here. Yep. So a first green day. In this example, this was Monday here. They broke down first, but this Tuesday was a first green day that eventually broke down and went vertical to the downside. So that's in one day, but also you have a first green day that breaks down and goes vertical on the third day over here, which is more of what we're looking at. And if we go down to first red day and first red day traps, this is a first red day here that goes vertical the next day. And then this is the one that I was really thinking about, where you get a first red day, and then instead of going down the next day, it breaks out to the upside and then goes into consolidation for the continuation. First red day trap, first red day trap trade. It's kind of like day one, day two, day three over here on this third day. Kind of like the blow off move. So let's go back to the chart. Caslow, good morning to you as well. So this is first green day. Then we get a first green day breakout to the downside. And then now we are kind of pumping back up towards the high of the day. So what could happen here? Number one, playbook opportunity would be, hey, this is an opening range breakout. Are they going to go lower today? So I would say, hey, this is my end-of-day consolidation. We are very consolidated. We've made lower lows, and we're pumping back up towards the high. I would go down to a 5-minute chart. And in this pullback, what is it looking like? We had a consolidation. Maybe push 1, level 1, push 2, level 2. Maybe we're up there, push 3, level 3 at the high of the day coming into the New York session. So this was the high of the day before New York. I'm going to label this high of day off. And now that we're up here, I can watch the behavior coming into 9:30 and see how we respond around this high of the day level, high of day area. And ultimately, I would really like to see a lower low be made. This is a higher high, and then we get a low here. So maybe if they pop up here, make a higher high, and then we start to get the dump. I don't know. But right now, just making higher highs and higher lows on the day. So I need to be careful not to counter trend something that's still trying to go higher. I'd like to wait for it to start to break down. But this is the idea behind that playbook opportunity. The market is only ever going to do 3 things: breakout, trend, breakout, reverse, or stay in a trading range. So another thing that I can do, and I'm going to do right now, is project this level across. Because, of course, I don't want to get caught in something that has broken out and could now be failing to go vertical back up to the other side. So the playbook opportunity for me would be first red day trap. They've broken out to the downside, looking for continuation. But understanding, of course, that the market won't just always do what I'm expecting. So maybe this is actually a trap down low. First red day, or excuse me, previous week's low is down here as well, which I think we have triggered. So we've dumped it back down into previous day's low, or previous week's low, excuse me. And we will see from that. All right, let's go to oil. Okay, so yesterday, Monday, opening range was a day one of the 3-day cycle on Monday. I say yesterday. Monday. Monday was day one. Let's go day one, 3-day cycle. And then yesterday was breakout day one to the upside. So we had a dump down. Okay, then we get a breakout day one. So after that first day of breakouts to the downside, what would I want to see? What do I want to see after a opening range breakout on a Tuesday? Again, going back to that tips and tricks slide, Asia or London makes a higher high. London pulls back, or the gap time pulls back. New York is the trade. So now we have a higher high in the London session. We've dumped it back down into the low. I'm going to be watching the low of the day to see if there's a trend trade or some kind of squeeze to go higher coming off of this 3 push pattern. We go down to a 5. It's probably going to be a bit more clear where that pattern begins. Nice little 1, 2, 3 to finish off. So I'm going to say that this is probably push 2 about right here, and where the trap volume is going to be under this level here.